Okay, and welcome to the second issue of Hurley's Awesome Comic Book Review. Not sure when this will actually hit the internet because of lack thereof. Okay, this week, it's a very big week, so I'm going to have to move right through this. First up, New Mutants, Age of X Universe, Captain America, Deadpool, Uncanny X-Men, Venom, X-Men, and in our old-ass comic of the week, Alpha Flight #1, and a special guest review of True Blood. Not mine, swear. Okay, first off, New Mutants #24. I really friggin' love the Age of X crossover. Genius. Brings the crossover to an end, so it's finally over. Shows Legion may be able to pull himself together, maybe. Not really sure. A bit of humor at the end is enough to help even out the dark theme of the whole series. And really there's no negatives that I can think about. So this is definitely an A+ comic. Age of X Universe #2. It's a little late for this, considering you've just tied up and you found out exactly what's going on. You actually found out what was going on last month, so it's really pointless to continue this, but it's still a great story. It shows that even though it's a different universe, the characters are still fairly true to themselves. Captain America is still Captain America. Frank Castle and Bruce Banner, not really themselves. Frank Castle would never work for the government. Well, I mean, you know what I mean. Okay, next. Captain America, 617. A lot of questions and are answered and raised. Titanium Man, yeah, from the theme song. He's back, sorta. Shows a lot of good development for the major players going on right now. Jarvis calls Steve out on some shit. It's pretty hilarious. But they split it into 3 parts. One with Bucky, one with Steve, and one with other Avengers trying to help Bucky. It didn't seem necessary to split it. It all was one story. They could have just done, divided sequences, but it wasn't worth it splitting it into 3 sections. Next, Deadpool 36. It's full of hilarious pop culture references, like even more than usual. The same jokes are repeated a lot, but not annoyingly. And it's good to see all of Deadpool's old friends stop back by again. The art kind of sucked in this one. That's the only real drawback for this. It's still an A comic, but it's... Art could have been better. Next, Uncanny X-Men 536. It's very readable, which shouldn't be all that great, but it is. After Matt Fraction's run, readable is golden. Not really sure what's going on with the Breakworlders. I missed the first Breakworld thing, so I'm just now getting to know the characters, so I can't really feel too much for them. But it's very good. I'd give it a B. Not the best, not the worst. Venom #2. Get to see Kraven the Hunter again. Awesome guy. Missed him. In the Savage Land. Yeah, it's been a while since anyone's been chilling up in the Savage Land. It really does a lot of good character development for the symbiote and Flash. The symbiote actually proves that it will not leave Flash to die, which is unusual. It's very out of character for an alien that's nothing more than a self-serving pile of goo. I'd give it an A+. Couldn't find a damn thing wrong with it. X-Men #10. Wolverine has turned into something yet again. It's starting to get old a little bit. It's a good comic. I'm not really too much of a fan of Emma Frost or Spider-Man, but the banter back and forth was kind of hilarious. I just wish that could have been any one of the other X-Men survived the transformation thing, other than Emma Frost, but what are you going to do? Old ass comic of the week. Alpha Flight #1. Not really much to say about this. A team full of B characters at best. Although it is the first appearance of Puck, who has always been entertaining. Can't really hate on Puck. He's a superpowered midget. There was excessive use of the word A, but they're Canadian. What are you going to do? Which brings us to our next segment, a guest review of True Blood.
Okay, so I was a big fan of True Blood in the Sookie Stackhouse books, and the comic kind of disappoints. The characters are still the same, but I just feel like this moves extremely slow. We're on issue 3, and nothing of excitement has really happened. I would say probably a B- at best, but I'm going to keep reading because I'm not a quitter.
Yeah. Okay, and that concludes this week's episode of Hurley's Awesome Comic Review with Shayna.
Because I'm awesome.
I'd like to thank Illusions Games and Comics for providing me with this crack.
We were talking about you, babe. They said you was involved in a robbery that was due to happen at 2:45 in the main street. I didn't believe them. Magneto entertaining a man. But when the Crimson Dynamo finally assured me, well, I knew.